You're listening to the voice of IWA Flip here on InterFed Radio. Welcome to Sounds of the Revolution. With me in studio, get Commissioner Sean McAbee.
Hello.
And Brandon Madden. Brandon, you there?
Yes, sir.
And I think we lost Commissioner Anderson. Commissioner Anderson, you there?
I am still here.
Oh, nice. You know what? For whatever reason, I guess it doesn't have that many bubbles at the top of the Skype. I was like...
You know what? I think I fell off the call because all of a sudden it popped up call failed, and then I'm like, no.
Like dun dun dun. Okay. I saw something crack up there. So, but everybody's here. So, welcome to the show. Now, woof, Sounds of the Revolution. This is going to be one of these exclusives. Like spoilers are definitely ahead. Just in case we have fans of the written work, and you want to read it before you hear the show, and we go over them. So just heads up, because we are going to talk about the war. I always mess this up. Goddesses of War Games. Are we on? Are we still there? Everybody?
Still here.
Just checking. I was like, dun dun dun. Okay, so Goddesses of War Games is our RWL pay-per-view.
Yes.
And I mean, Brandon, when you sent me this over, I was like, wow. I mean, bravo, brother. I mean, you had a fun time. I know you said what was it you said? I was like, oh man, I just got going, and the next thing you know, I got 8 pages. I got 8 pages.
Diarrhea of the mouth, man.
Oh man, but I mean, dude, this is awesome. I mean, this is definitely one of those things, with this game we play that I think just brings everything full circle. I mean, and when a group of managers, it's like I said, like the group that we have here in the RWL, just brings it to life. This is awesome, brother. I mean, I'm speechless almost.
I appreciate that. It's cool because when you get to know the characters after hearing you guys talk about them, and everybody else in the league talk about them, then you can kind of start envisioning, stuff and how they might, work in the ring or talk or.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, brother. I mean, it's one of those things that, like you said, they bring these characters to life, and like I said, hey, does everybody have a copy of this? Is that my assumption? Oh,
yes.
Nice. Awesome.
I have a copy that looks like it may not have everything at the very end, but that's okay, because I'm excited to read the end at some later date.
Nice. Okay.
But don't forget Face Off is first, because that happened the day before it's like Takeover, NXT
Nice.
Takeover. So.
Okay. Now I don't think I got Face Off, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic to you, Sean. Go ahead and.
Yeah, I'll just go over the results.
Nice. Rocket.
March 18th, 2019, Detroit, Michigan, Cobo Hall, 5,017 in attendance. Face Off Detroit. We had Killer Insects beat the Riot Girls. Hillbilly's daughter, Laura Joyner, beat Linda Von Erich. Tina Dalian beat Fabulous Lucifer. Bonita LaBelle beat Beloved.
Nice.
And the Revolt X defended that night between Elsa Hurst, Etzel Frost, and Winter Gore. And Etzel Frost is a new Revolt X champion.
Nice. Keeping it with the Fear and Torment girls.
Yes.
Nice. Now, I mean, dude, even these little matches that are on these face-off cards, I mean, they get points. Brendan, is that my assumption? Yeah.
Yes, just points for every pay-per-view match. So
yeah, it's a
count as well.
weekend, so, pretty much.
And I will say I'm impressed with the Killer Insects because they got beat down on the way to the ring by our midget girls, and they still beat the Riot Girls.
Oh, no way. No way. That's I feel bad for those halflings, man. They're trying so hard. They really are.
Well, I did hear it was just a small beatdown.
Oh, no. Bad Brandon. Bad Brandon. Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, you know what? Riot Girls, the Insects were just definitely had too much of a sting that night. So, and then Beloved, poor Beloved, man. She's just a little rusty, I think. Can't wait to get her back in full gear.
Oh, I'm sure she will be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she likes to go away for a few months and then come back and
go shoot a movie or something. Get out of shape. Let Bonita beat you. Let Bonita beat you.
It's one of those flex deals that Gold offers where they're able to,
the John Cena contract.
Yeah.
John Cena contract.
Now, War Games, huh?
Yes. It is March 19th, 2019, in Detroit the night after the face-off in Joe Louis Arena, though, for 15,003 in attendance.
Yeah, we got to do a little better job of selling tickets, man.
Hey,
is that a sold-out arena?
No, that arena only holds 18 something. So almost sold.
Nice. Man, I know the IWA picks these arenas somewhere, right? Or did you select the location, Brandon? Nice. Now you wanted a little close crowd like that, just purpose?
Yeah, I grew up in Detroit, so.
I love it. He's like bringing it to my hometown. Make Flip travel along. Nice. I love it. Detroit. Now, just to be nosy, but that stadium, your backyard?
Yes.
Nice. Even more impressive. I like it. Nice. Now, first match of the night. Like I said, you brought those two rings together right away, put a cage on it, and bam.
Yeah, we got. Usually, like when the NWA would do those two cage, like Great American Bash pay-per-views and stuff back in the day, they would just keep the two rings set up for the entire show. So that's kind of with Sean, booking the 3 War Games matches. Figure start one off at the beginning of the show, throw one in the middle, and obviously close it out with the big one.
I mean, I don't know much about the First Ladies. But I had this one. I mean, if you asked me before this, I would have said the X-Men, and their, obviously they, we talked about it. I'm not even going to mention it again. But I thought they were going to run over the dang First Ladies like nothing.
Yeah. They changed up their strategies this month. They just tore everybody up.
Those First Ladies did. Those First Ladies. I'm like, damn. Someone oiled them up well.
Yeah, Barbara Bush was dropping stunners on people, and
I think the one part with that caught my attention the most, Brandon, was the deleted by Hillary Clinton. Because as I'm looking at it, I'm like, I go, anytime you see that kind of a move, it's like. I can imagine like a cutaway on video, like what happened?
Right.
What was that? Oh no! I mean, I don't think of it. I mean, when I was reading it, I didn't think of it like as an actual move, even though it probably is an actual move. But when I was reading it, that's the first thing that popped into my head, like a breakaway in the video, like the next thing you know, the character's on the ground, like, oh my god, what did you do?
Yes.
Oh,
see, I kind of picture. I don't know. I kind of picture like the whole Point Break gimmick, where like they would roll with a president mask on.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to think it's not the real Hillary Clinton.
I love it. Yeah. Okay. I see where you're going with that. Yeah. You know what? That would be awesome if that's the swing in it. But
come on, they did a good job though.
Yeah, they they ended up taking it to the X-Men, which like I said, surprised the heck out of me because just knowing where the X-Men trained, yeah,
Right.
I didn't see that one coming. Let's just say that manager there gives me a hard time, throughout the IWA also.
Nice.
Oh, nice. But yeah, kudos to the first ladies.
Yeah. Good start for them.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, not now. In case we have fans listening, Brandon, I mean, I know we mentioned it on other shows, but a War Games match kind of works in there's three per team.
Yeah, that's kind of what we did. Usually it's like 4 or 5 per team.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, so
3 per team, and the match can't end until all 6 women are in the ring.
nice, and it's just like I mean, obviously, they're not going to wait around for everybody. They're not going to wait around. Everyone tries to kind of gain the advantage by taking out their
Right.
opponent.
Yes.
With the advantage that they gained throughout. Now, I saw on here somewhere that you guys were rolling like they were doing dice or they were doing
Yeah, like
to
flipping a coin.
There you go,
to
flipping the
determine
coin.
who would get the advantage next.
Nice. Yeah, that was a nice swing to it.
And these are the old school war game cages with the tops on them.
Nice.
So
Yeah, you got to have the tops.
yeah,
And anybody who hasn't seen the footage, sorry to interrupt, but see the footage where Sid Vicious tries to break Brian Pillman's neck in the War Games.
Yeah.
He like tries lifting him and just like
he tries to give him a power bomb. Brian Pillman's legs hit the top of the cage, and Sid basically has no regard for Pillman at all, and he lands on his head.
Nice.
No regard for human life.
Like you're done. Like,
it's pretty bad.
Oh, okay, yeah. One for the checklist. I got him.
Yeah. Well, even like in the first War Games where the Road Warriors they got J.J. Dillon up. And they usually do like the Doomsday Device where like Animal would get him up on the shoulders and Hawk would clothesline him off. But, if Animal would have put him on his shoulders, his head would have been going through the cage probably. So they kind of, and they dropped him on his shoulder neck deal. So.
Yeah. That's the only thing with that, the way they had that top of that cage, it didn't, you couldn't do any of those moves.
In other words, it on top of the lawsuits, it was just preventing a lot of the action.
Right.
Yes.
To some degree, I mean, they were brutal.
Right.
They were good matches. You just couldn't do anything.
Right.
Couldn't do anything.
There was less
where you
high
picked
flying back in the day.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. That's also
like obviously. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah. Like whatchamacallit, like with NXT now, obviously Ricochet, you want to see him do like the flips and stuff like that. So that's why they take the cage off for that kind of stuff. But back in the day, they didn't do all that kind of crazy flip stuff.
Does anyone currently do a War Games?
I know NXT has done one the last couple years, but as has been mentioned, they took the top of the cage off.
Oh, right. I mean, like you said, for safety and for more action, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice. Now, like I said, just seeing some of the action, throughout the War Games matches here in the RWL, was awesome. The use of the 2 rings, like I said, just it was a fun read, brother. Let me tell you that. I mean, and just like I said, the take on. I mean, for the fans listening, I mean, obviously, if you haven't heard the X-Men, they're fairly new, but they're walking around with a big head on their shoulder, for as
a big head and equally as big Adam's apple.
Oh yeah, they thought they were going to come get the advantage. So I think that's my biggest shock. Because like we had mentioned on other shows, to see the transgender movement, and I think this manager himself, just thought he was going to have an advantage with these type of fighters, and to see the first ladies take it to him was something I definitely enjoyed in this War Game stuff, brother. But our second match, fitted another newcomer, set of newcomers that
two newcomers.
Yes. Quite frankly, I think this was one of the bigger matches of the show. Just with the hype that they had on Facebook, with the hype that they had, building up to it, and talk about just that extra little character action. Just giving us a little something else to work with. Jungle Girl bringing Pebbles, her pet snake, was a nice treat. And I mean, Sean, your thoughts on Pebbles versus Jessica Andre, the jackhammer?
Yeah, Jungle Girl surprised me on this one because she's last couple matches she had was didn't do too well, and Jackhammer come out strong in her debut. So this was a good win for Jungle Girl.
I definitely liked the way she was teasing her at the beginning, just kind of like sliding away. That was a nice twist. It's like, you could tell, Jessica was getting annoyed. It's like, oh, I'm just going to keep sliding away from you, going under the ring. I'm just going to keep, oh, yeah. That would annoy a bigger built woman. She's just all, like, because that's what I imagine Jessica as, just more, more power.
Name like Jackhammer, yes.
Right? Scott, any thoughts on Jungle Girl versus Jessica Andre?
Well, I would just kind of reiterate what you've already mentioned. I definitely think the inclusion of Pebbles created an interesting dynamic into the match. I'm looking forward to seeing more from both competitors. So that's what I would add, I guess, to that.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you know what? Both competitors, I hope, like I said, don't get discouraged with the tough competition, because, like I said, I think with the managers that we've added, the competition is just getting intense on the pages, brother. It really is.
Yeah.
I said, so hang in there. Like I said, hopefully the stories and the movement of these angles that we and the way Commissioner Sean McAbee and crew present it is just an added bonus to being in the league. So now, Edsel Frost, our current Revolt X champion, is this prior to the Revolt X, or
no, this is the night after?
This is the night after. Nice.
Yes.
So she's the champion at this moment.
Yes.
Nice. Yes. And going up against one of the Misfits, Misleading, and like I said, we've talked about the Misfits in the past. I mean, they're legendary here in the RWL. They've been here from the beginning, and it kind of sucks when you get this kind of punk ass group that just interferes in a match. And I no disrespect to to Fear and Torment, but yeah, that's kind of shady, bro. Oh yeah,
hey, it's all in the name, it's all in there.
Yeah. I mean, the Misfits, they've had that, they have that edge also, but they've been kind of just the matureness in their game. They're little, they've been here a while. They've done everything nasty, so they've been holding back. They really have, So I think this might set them off, brother. I mean, anytime you bring some little punk, oh man, freaking Izzy. Oh man. I mean, Brandon, any thoughts, brother? I mean,
well, Misfortune. I mean, she wasn't in this match. Obviously, she was down there brawling with Izzy. She's one of the top people in our race for the Wrestler of the Year deal. So as far as the Misfits go, she's leading the way there. But yeah, basically, everybody kind of got involved in this one. They were all kind of, doing dives onto the floor on each other. And then at the end, when Miss Lee tried diving back in, she got hit with a frostbite. So if you can kind of imagine, kind of like Jericho's code breaker. So nice. Diving in, Edsel kind of falling back and catching her with the knees. And that was it.
Ah, like you're out. Yeah, poor Misleading. Like I said, hang in there, Misfits, because.
And then they all started brawling after the match, and Goldstein kind of came out and tried to separate everybody and kick out misleading and Etzel, so that way there was be no interference later on in the Misfortune Izzy Crimson match.
Why did Misleading get kicked out?
Well, this was after the match because there was so much interference in this one. He was kind of trying to.
Oh, he's just like, you know what?
Match,
I don't care if you're the one that got, the bad treatment. I'm kicking you out. Period. Like everyone's out of here.
You both are out.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, they both had partners. Frost and Leading both had partners come down to the ring, so
yeah,
he wanted to make sure Frost.
Yeah. But stop defending, Izzy, because Fortune just there. Misfortune's old, nice and mature. She's. Yeah. The Misfits are nice. They're nice Misfits. They're like the '80s, rock band type Misfits. Like they're not mean. They're not mean.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh man, yeah, it's just a little rough on the corners, but yeah, no, that was a good match. Like I said, I definitely like seeing the mix of young and old talent in the RWL. I mean that's definitely what we enjoy, with these matchups. I have, like I said, shout out to the managers, that run those characters, because like I said, to get that kind of interaction is awesome. And speaking of that kind of similar type of interaction, here we go. Liberty Monroe versus Sky Rose. Does anyone else want to take this one? You want to take this one, Meanie?
Yeah, go ahead. Let the Commissioner Anderson talk about Liberty.
Good old Liberty.
I mean, I think that she does good work, I guess. But no, we have a bit of a back and forth. Liberty keeps trying to use her power, but Sky is pretty athletic, and so she keeps coming back with various things. Sky hit one of my favorite moves, which is the Shining Wizard. I love that move.
The Shining Wizard.
Awesome.
Yeah. Fantastic. I love it every time. I really love just any type of running knee, but a Shining Wizard is probably the best version.
Right.
That aside, however, Sky was unable to capitalize, and she missed her shooting star press. And Liberty managed to hit her Starstruck, so that was all she wrote, as they say.
Dude, you know what? This isn't cool. Am I reading this right? Dude, another newcomer takes out a veteran? This is, brother. This is, something better go right later on. This is not right.
I do feel like pretty soon we're going to start moving the Rebellion over into the veteran side, aren't we? At some point.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I would say they're still newish, right? They're definitely newer than the Rose sisters, but like we're getting there. We're like what, 12 cycles in?
Okay.
I mean, we've been around longer than some people were commissioner. I mean,
he's
he's
like getting the stripes on the shoulder, like the little stripe movement. Like,
right.
But
it was good. Obviously, Liberty's one of my characters, so she's been on a bit of a losing streak. So it was nice to see her get a win.
And what is
somebody as good as Sky Rose? So
what is that Starstruck finisher?
It's a big boot, which I know sounds really plain, but I don't know how many women have the power and like flexibility and speed to hit a big boot like
to knock someone out.
You know what I mean? Like, so, and the idea is obviously she's a starlet, but like starstruck, like she kicks you so hard you're seeing stars.
Nice.
Right. Nice.
Now, speaking of another one of your characters.
We don't have to talk about this next one.
What happened here?
What happened here?
What happened here?
Well, it seems like what we have is a very highly entertaining, highly competitive, back and forth matchup, but ultimately won by Miss Gabby Wonder. So, congratulations to her. Kudos. And what is even more telling to me than the match, which was incredible and we expected that, is that Gabby is willing to extend for a handshake, and then Erica is willing to shake her hand.
Yes.
And obviously, after their battles, they have gained a certain amount of respect for one another. So
yes, like I said, I think Gabby's finally getting a gist of the whole B word, and she's especially after seeing some of the darker side creatures that have come into the league. It's like you're not so bad. You're not so bad there. Like you're not.
Maybe we got more in common. Than...
Like, oh man. Like, oh yeah. So that was one of those matchups that was it I think it had its conclusion, but I think moving forward, I think we're going to see some nice interactions between those two against the other factions. There I go. I said it again.
Yeah. Well, I have the impression that they probably go their separate ways now, but you never know. There may be a time where somebody needs, a partner or an ally.
Dude, have you seen what the Gores and all the other people are doing? Yeah, there's going to be some madness.
I mean, there might be a time, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you, brother. Yeah, this league's getting might have to kill the darkness soon. So we'll see. But here we go. Another War Games match. Two newcomers. Well, I don't want. Why do I call everybody a newcomer now? No, I mean they're relatively new. They're relatively new to the league. The Order and the Beautiful People.
Yeah, there's some youngsters here.
Yeah, I mean they may not be new to the game, but they're recent transfers into the league. So that's I guess that's why I consider them newcomers. So, but Order has been, on fire. I mean, Spitfire, Spitfire, Jamie Briggs has, been on fire. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Awesome. I was like, I think that's what her name was. But she wasn't in this match. But her other girls were in this one. This was the Blitz girls and Double G were representing the Order, and it looks like. I mean, you guys got to get through these. Take some time, read them. I'll be honest with you. Tossing from one ring to the next. I mean, you can see that interaction. Like, probably. I mean, it probably happens. Every time you get a War Games match, that you get a couple people tossing. From one ring to the next, at least, right?
Right.
You know what? I think the one thing I would enjoy the most of a War Games match is like being especially the more athletic fighters, you can imagine how they could run to the middle and then just kind of catapult themselves with the ropes. Yeah, I think
I like when they get stuck between the ring.
Right.
Because they don't put them smashed completely between them. There's actually
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's this little space.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Like a little booby trap between the two.
I remember somebody getting their head stuck in one before.
Oh, nice.
In early War Games, yeah.
Nice. Now, Divas Inc. Unfortunately fell a little short here in this War Games match. So kudos to is it Double G Gilbert?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Glenda Gilbert for hitting that backbuster. And then the Blitz sisters looks like they locked in. Was it like a triple submission or?
Yeah, it was kind of like the one sat down, like you put a camel clutch on, and the other came from behind and grabbed the legs and did the Boston Crab, and hard to get out of that.
Yeah.
You got nowhere to go.
Right.
Done. Nice. So shout out to the Order. Like I said, I think moving forward, like I said. I'm curious to see these Blitz girls to see if they join the tag team scene.
Yeah, the Order's been doing good. They got a win here. I think without spoiling anything ahead of time, they're going to do good the rest of this show. And on top of that, Heather is in the finals of the profile tournament, and Jeannie Briggs is the number one contender or she's in the next Revolt X title match.
Nice. Shout out order.
Yeah, Heather beat Winter Gore, which, whatever.
Man.
Kudos to her.
Winter's head was
yes.
more
about
focused.
To say that.
Oh yeah,
she must have been focused on other things. Yeah.
Focused on Aya too much.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
You know what? Her focus was elsewhere, but her hey, still a loss.
Yeah. Focus was elsewhere, so her shoulders were to the mat.
Oh, good luck bouncing back there, Miss Gore, because the darkness is with you. Now we cleared the arena so that no more punks would come and mess with the match, and the Battle of the Mohawks was on. No, this isn't the Battle of the Mohawks.
No.
No, this is Miss Izzy Crimson with her green mohawk going up against Miss Fortune.
Yes.
Nice.
Which they had some words prior, because Izzy is calling out Miss Fortune, thinking she doesn't know what a misfit is, but she apparently told Izzy in this match.
She's like, well, you know what? Let me just bring my 80s misfit style to you, and just, oh man, those misfits, man. Yeah. Now, Miss Fortune, like I said, shout out to putting Izzy in her place, but maybe Izzy, maybe all that action in that other match had a little to do with this, man. She drank her Red Bull too early.
Yeah.
Always a possibility.
Yeah. She went out, crazy trying to help, Elso, and it worked, and had not enough in the tank, but oh man, definitely get a kick out of that one. Oh man, the cheater Juju Stones versus Heather Zastempowski.
Yes.
Yeah, man. You know what? When I think this was probably my favorite read out of all the matches, because when you start adding that, I think of it from is it Kickboxer? Is it Kickboxer or no Bloodsport? Bloodsport.
Oh, that movie I haven't seen.
What?
You haven't seen Bloodsport? What?
I've never seen Bloodsport. No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, Alex was giving me a hard time. I've never seen Bloodsport.
Oh man, well,
you need to go rent it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Bucks,
Yeah, when I was writing up the match with Jungle Girl, doing the whole her dancing around the ring and kind of sliding around. There's a character in Bloodsport that does that I kind of based that whole deal off of.
Oh yeah, that's the best. I love that character. Oh yeah, no, but there's a part in it where he just throws some salt in his eye. And that's the first thing that came to mind.
Whoa. Don't let Seth know the whole movie yet,
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the match.
Spoiler alert.
I'm talking who said anything about the movie? I'm talking about the Juju Heather Zastempowski.
Oh, okay.
There's a part in Yeah,
there's a part where Juju wants to throw some salt in her eyes.
Yeah, but he gets kicked back in her face, and I'm like, yeah, that kind of, if it did happen in the movie, that was kind of like what it was.
Unrelated.
I just basically mapped all the matches off of the Bloodsport fights.
Nice, awesome. They're like, there you go. Yeah, no, but that little I could just imagine her just even though after that I got hit with the mind the MFE.
So I can say that I talked to the manager of the order, and the mind fuking experience is basically kind of like the way he explained it to me was like a Bronco Buster, and then he just starts unloading with fists to the face kind of deal.
Nice.
What was the name of that move again?
The mind Fooking, Fooking experience.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Listen,
nice.
I ain't dropping any money in Gabby's swear jar. That's
Nope. You're
Fookie. Hey, Fookie is on the good side.
Oh, nice. I love it. Oh, yeah.
No fucking way.
No.
Yes.
Oh, poor Juju. Juju, hey, that's what you get for trying to cheat.
True.
Ah.
Cheaters never win.
Never, Juju.
I've never
Yeah, they
seen a
do
cheat
all the
win,
time.
ever.
What?
All the time. Ric Flair was good at it.
Yes.
Ric Flair is a champion, not a cheater. Dare you?
Right. And his maneuver off the top rope hit all the time.
Right.
Oh, nice. Now, speaking of somebody that is definitely not a cheater, Hope, Miss, once in a lifetime, Miss, Miss 123, Miss, I'm gonna give it my all, 101%. Because that's all she can give. It's just that 1% over 100. Just 1%, not 110. No. That's asking too much. 101%.
The ultimate underdog.
Ah, man. Going up against Miss Rebellion herself, the Hellion Roxanne O'Connor. Like we said, this is another one of those matches that's like, Civil War. Both of them, got a little, edge on their shoulder, but.
Right.
Oh man, looks like the younger underdog got her.
Heavy sigh.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I think Hope was just too good on this night. And the Hellion lost her temper.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
maybe
her best night.
Well, the referee, can only, hold back so much. He kind of like, hey, you know what, relax. She's only 95 pounds at best on her. And I was like, you gotta take it easy on her, man. It's like, stick to the script there. Hey, stick to that. The script went out the door right away.
That would be awesome if you could get the camera view to show the referee say, hey, she's only 95 pounds. Ease up on her.
Oh, man. Oh, poor Hope, But I think both of these fighters will eventually either. I mean, there's got to be a rematch for this one. I mean, because we can't end it in this kind of a fashion. So,
Yeah. I would agree. I think the Hellion feels embarrassed.
Yeah, we definitely got to.
She'll be back.
Yeah, what Hope's actually probably going to go try and shake her hand. Maybe maybe Roxanne's not ready for a handshake. I think Hope calling her Roxy, kind of set that off. So maybe Hope's to blame. It's Roxanne. Get it right.
I just got some notes coming into me that Hope versus Hellion Roxanne O'Connor is going to be a best of 3 series coming up.
Oh, nice. I like it.
Oh man, Hope, eat them Wheaties in the morning and get yourself ready, because you gotta start. I kind of want to, I'm gonna send her that Survivor soundtrack from Rocky IV.
Little Eye of the Tiger action.
There you go. The Rocky IV soundtrack. Period. I'm gonna send her the whole Rocky IV soundtrack. Like, get yourself ready, girl.
No, this is no joke. The other day, I had someone tell me that their favorite all-time movie, and I kid you not, is Rocky IV. And I'm like, one with Draco, where he trains in Russia. If he dies, he dies. That's their favorite all-time movie. No, nice. I can't abide it. I was like, dude, it's not even the best Rocky movie.
No, because the best movie period is Goonies.
Nice.
Goonies. Okay, solid choice. Goonies is solid.
Rocky IV is better than Rocky V, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Every movie's
Ton
better
of
than
gun.
Rocky 5.
Yes,
Right.
Rocky 5 is the worst. Well, I don't know if I could say worst, but it's in the bottom 5% of movies that were ever made. Rocky
My
5 is
ring.
horrific.
It's awful. My ring's out here.
It's so
What?
bad.
Tommy Gunn?
Tommy Gunn. It's so bad. The
Oh,
whole
nice.
movie is so bad.
I have this thing where I would love to do like just throw like super kicks at some of these child actors. You know what I mean? Anakin Skywalker from from that Phantom Menace movie is one of them, and the kid from Rocky 5 he's in there too.
Oh,
Just
nice.
kick right to the face, man.
You're like, you're done.
No more. Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's not Rocky's worst movie. I mean,
Oh, it is. No.
Oh,
it is.
Rocky 5 is by far Rocky's worst movie.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I mean,
What's worse?
he was in Rhinestone, you know. I mean,
Oh, you mean about
You're talking about
the
Sylvester
actor?
Stallone.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
well, yeah. Well, there you go,
Okay.
Sylvester
Oh,
Stallone.
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
We
Sylvester-
could argue whether or not it was Stallone's worst movie. He's been in some stinkers, but
Oh,
Rocky 5 is definitely the worst Rocky movie.
The worst
Oh.
Rocky movie.
Yeah, by far.
Like
Yeah,
it's not even close. Yeah.
We can definitely agree on that. We can definitely agree on that. Oh, nice. All right. So now that we agreed that Rocky 5 is the worst of them all. Oh man.
We can move on to the next match on the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
no,
is that what we're doing?
What? Now, speaking of somebody that made it an interesting matchup here, Miss Slammerella. Man, Brandon, you really know how to bring this out, brother. Man, I was cracking my ass off, man. I was like, oh man, you know what? I mean, leading up to this, I mean, the rumors are that Slammerella isn't as ugly as rumors have led us to believe, and Amanda Love herself being a part of the beautiful people, just made it one of those, verbal attacks on poor Slammerella, like and not in the good way, like the rebellion uses it, like you bag lady, she was calling her, you're the worst bag lady in the world, like you better keep that, that mask, or not that mask, excuse me, you better keep that bag on, and if not, oh man, but that's not what happened.
Yeah. I will say, before you give away the result, this was probably one of my favorite matches on the pay-per-view. And I was really genuinely interested and invested. Invested's a better word, maybe. I was invested in whether or not Amanda was going to be able to pull the bag off of Slammerella's head.
Yeah, you know what? For someone that was talking so much smack, I honestly, thought, she was just gonna beat the bag onto her. Like, you're so ugly that, I'm gonna make sure that bag doesn't come off. But to see her try to rip it off to embarrass her, that just made it more wicked. I'm like, oh, this Amanda Love, like, I had you, in high esteem. You're the beautiful people. You're so awesome. Johnny C was all in love. I was like, dude, and yeah, no. Yeah, I was, yeah. But when the bag came off and the mask underneath and the fans started going crazy, I was like, yes. That was a nice.
Me too.
That was such a nice twist, brother. I dug that so much. Oh,
yeah, kind of like back in the day when they try to rip Ray's mask off.
yes.
He'd have like another mask on underneath it.
Oh, yeah. I got a kick out of that one, brother. I was like, oh, Brandon, you're such a dog. You're such a dog. I was like, yeah, that's awesome. I was like, yes, that's so cool. So yeah, no, so that, what? And it just, like I said, the way this game works is, you see all these write-ups and then it just leads, hopefully to more write-ups, that'll, get these stories moving into the next pay-per-view. So yeah, my mind's just like right now it's like clockwork right now. It's like just ticking away, brother. I can't wait to put some stuff down because yeah, this has been a fun one, brother. So and Slammerella, managed to pull off the victory, which made it it makes it, one way or the other, the angle moves on, but now I can move on in a different way because now I got to get nasty with the other two.
Nice.
Yeah, because it was either going to be that Slammerella got nasty or, the other two girls, Bonita and Lucy. So since Slammerella ended up on top, looks like Bonita and Lucy get the nasty side. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. I don't think the fans want to see Slammerella as a bad guy. I think they like her as someone they can cheer.
Yeah, they're pulling for her, so we gotta.
She's a big time face.
Big time
bag face.
I love
the faceless face.
The faceless face. Nice. Now speaking of another person that's making a move to the top or the upper echelons of the fighters here, Miss Spitfire Janie Briggs, and
who the night before became the night before, right? Became number one contender for the Revolt X.
No, it's right here. Yeah.
Oh, is it right here?
It's right here. Contender X match.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, this is the one. This is like the Contender X match.
Yep.
Nice.
So Etzel Frost will be fighting whoever wins this match, plus whoever won the Battle Royal.
The Battle Royal.
Tina Dalian.
Oh, nice. Tina, like
so
I said,
Tina, and whoever wins this match right here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, this was Spitfire versus one of the Roses. Wait a minute.
Yes.
Did I get?
Yeah. No, you're right. Aurora Rose. Yep.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I know we kind of spoiled it earlier, with a little bit of a shout out, but yes. I mean, Jamie Briggs has been on fire, from the moment she came to the RWL. So it's nice to see that kind of, like we've said it before on other shows, that kind of an impact player to come in and just like, hey, I'm not only gonna trash talk, I'm gonna give you a little bit of, a little bit more to respect me by winning titles. And she's been on the title page the last couple of cycles, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, and she's the leader of the order, so what better way to lead by example?
Oh yeah, I mean, where did I see that? She has a springboard RKO.
Yes, yeah. Her manager kind of filled me in on that. That's her finish. A little springboard RKO action, and she did catch Aurora Rose with it, and that was the end.
Nice. Now, I mean, Aurora's trying to make a name for herself here in the RWL. I mean, her sisters. I want to say they're sisters, right? Have they formally announced that they're sisters?
I don't know. I would guess so. Sure.
I believe so, yeah.
Like, well, they're sisters now. They're sisters. Until we get clarification.
It could be like an Edge and Christian kind of, brother deal.
Well, until we get clarification,
brother.
We're going to call you guys the Rose Sisters. So, yeah, the other Rose Sisters have had their, share of the spotlight. So, Aurora was trying, and going to have to try harder there, little sis. Yeah, kudos to Spitfire for winning that shot at the Revolt X. That's now in the hands of Miss Edsel Frost.
Yes.
Oh man. Now, I mean, Fear and Torment has made a name for themselves here by being kind of nasty. But this next match.
Oh yeah, capture Frankie. Whew.
I mean, anytime you bring another factor, like Frankie into the ring, for those fans listening, Frankie is a barbed wire baseball bat, and a lot led up to this match. I mean, you got two fighters that, fans, revolve around them, whether you're, you got that edgy, fan base like Vlada, whether you got that, rough on the surface, like, like Babs, who, there's really nothing bad about her down underneath, but, she tries to dress the part. but you hang a bat up in the air and you force them to use it.
Yes.
You bastard! You bastard! Like, no, you can't pin until you bring the bat down and use it. I was like, are you kidding me?
And Babs is so nice deep down that she had no problem breaking barbed wire across Vlada's face, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, you listen here now. She was possessed. That's not her natural side. So before that, who knows what was been going on? I mean, the match, led on. You got a ladder. Poor Babs is getting tossed and slammed. Vlada is just definitely the powerhouse fighter that we expected. Vlada's just going to house. I'm just like, oh no, oh dang, oh not again. And it's just one of those moments where honestly, you got those fans in the front seat, turning their head because they just didn't want to see no more. They're like, oh man, they're gonna break her. They're gonna break her. This is over. Poor Babs. Forget this. And that's before Frankie got pulled down.
Right.
Yes.
And then you see poor Babs all defeated, and then next thing you know, they make that move and that run, and luckily, Babs has enough, left in the tank to, power bomb Vlada off of the ladder, and did she power bomb her? Right, it was a power bomb.
She kind of like
pulls
kicked
her
off, kind of. Yeah.
All right, yeah, I know she was just like fighting and struggling to, to keep Vlada from climbing up, and then manages to bring down the bat, and then now you got Frankie involved, and like you said, Brandon, I mean, when you got a possessed bat that gets involved, of course, Babs is gonna be crazy, and next thing you know, poor Vlada, became Sagat from Street Fighter and got a nice scar across the face.
Nice.
It's like, oh no, like what happened? Like, oh man.
Oh, and then somebody forgot to pay the lighting bill in the arena.
Yes.
And
I want to interject here, if I may.
Sure.
There are certain times where, like, you get, we know it's this IWA and we know wrestling in general, but like there are certain times where you kind of get sucked into a story, and where they both are like, Frankie is in between the two women, and they start both trying to get to Frankie first. That was a moment where, like, I got really sucked into that match.
Like,
like, who's gonna get there first? And like, you just kind of get invest. There's that word again. You just kind of get like into the match and enjoying the story of what's going on. So it's just a cool moment for me as I read it. So just want to share that.
And then
appreciate that.
And then for those fans, when you get that kind of a return, because I can imagine it like an Undertaker, like it hasn't been seen for a while. All of a sudden, boom, the lights go out, they come back on, and there's Chimera Rue, and I was like, yes, she's back, not dealing with no freaking I won't say it league anymore.
Yeah.
I gotta be here with the real fighters, and take the oh man, I was pumped.
Well, yeah, that blood contract that got her stuck in a superhero league was finally over, so she got here just in time.
Yeah,
come back home. Yeah.
And then just does her magic, and
yeah.
I definitely didn't see that little twist of her, because I thought the NRA's kind of stuck together, and then all of a sudden she pulls the bat away from her, and I'm like,
yeah.
What? Oh no! Vlada, watch out!
For those of us who may not know, could you give a brief history on Chimera Rue?
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's Brandon, take it.
What did Sean take it?
Sean. Either one.
She was one of the two twins. The other one died in the womb, and her parents always, blamed her, Chimera. So that's where the name Chimera come from, because she kind of absorbed her sister.
Okay.
So that's where chimerism come in. So that's where she got the name. And she tried to burn her family alive when she was younger. That's where she got the big burn on her face.
Okay. So
Then she spent
had
time in the asylum too. So
It's a happy story.
I was going to say, so this is not a happy story. Okay.
no,
Hey, that's
it is
okay.
not.
I love a good tragedy. Okay,
Yes.
so her twin dies in the womb. Her parents blame her. She has a very bad childhood then, and at some point she tries to burn her family alive, and she ends up with this horrific scar.
Yes, then she spent time in the asylum for it. That's where she met Malik.
Oh,
He's a superhero league, so.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Oh no, and then here, and then let me. May I?
Go ahead. Yes.
So then Chimera comes into the MML. Now Chimera is running havoc. She's all of a sudden her and Malik are just going crazy. Then one of my characters, H Gun, ends up stealing Malik's bunny because Malik had the stuffed rabbit that he just carried around. So steals him, just abducts the bunny. Now the bunny's missing. Chimera dresses up, tricks H Gun into going to the hotel with her. She's all dressed. She's all dressed. She's all dressed up. He's a little bit off the clock. Had a little one too many back already. He's he's in the hotel with a stolen bunny, trying to keeping him hostage. Chimera comes all dressed up. Kind of tricks him into going back to the hotel with him. Chimera brings him to the hotel, and then next thing he's all like, hey, let's do this. And she's all like, oh yeah, sure, yeah. I hear you're the freaky geeky or freaky deaky or freaky whatever the heck. Like, come here. Like, and then starts, she's like, you like it kind of rough. He's like, yeah, sure, baby, I can take it. And the next thing you know, he's getting tied up to a chair. This is my introduction to Chimera, by the way. This is how I met Chimera. Next thing you know, he's getting tied up. He's getting tied up to the chair with like barbed wire.
Yes.
And then next thing you know, she's like tattooing a bunny to his shoulder. I'm like, are you kidding me? How? That's where I met Chimera, by the way. And then next thing you know, they're looking for the bunny. The poor bunny is like ripped to shreds in the corner, and they're like, oh no! And then so Malik comes in, picks up the bully. He's like, you piece of, blah blah blah, just like, blah, blah, blah. Gets the bunny, takes off, runs to Caspian. Caspian, resurrects the bunny, and the Bunny King angle began. And next thing you know, we're in the RWL. We're in the
And from there.
Oh yeah.
So if you learn nothing, prostitution was legal in the MML.
What?
Yeah.
What? No, dude, Chimera was just tricking him. Oh man, yeah. So Chimera is nasty, but she like I said, her and Babs had their run-ins, and leading up to her disappearance. Yeah, like I said, I think she had possession of Frankie, and my thoughts were that she put a spell on him that caused Babs to kind of go a little nuts. So I think it came around full circle at this pay-per-view.
Nice. I mean, I think Chimera sounds lovely. I would.
What? Yeah, you wait till she puts a spell on your back or on your bulletin. Then you see how lovely she is. Yeah, so Babs, that's why Babs walked away, just with that evil stare, like, are you gonna kill me? Are you not gonna kill me? You're gonna let me live? You're gonna what's going on? Like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna keep walking. Walk away.
It'll be interesting to see what happens down the road with them two.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a scary ass lady right there, that Chimera. Now speaking of scary ladies, the ex-silent killer, Miss Lady Van Gogh has. Oh man, She's
Yeah,
going
no
up
holds
against
barred match.
Alexis Rose, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a battle of two RWL veterans, and both kind of wanted to, earn the title of the, kind of like the top RWL star kind of deal. And it was a good match. They were the crowd was into it, and they did a lot of back and forth stuff. But eventually, Alexis actually hit Go with her own go to sleep finisher.
What?
Yeah. Go kicked out. Then Go eventually hit the go to sleep, and Alexis actually kicked out. And then she hit her with it again, and then this is where the controversy comes in. She pins her, but one of her feet were hanging underneath the bottom rope, and the ref didn't see it.
Ah, dang.
I say the referee's decision is final.
Oh, man. You know what? I didn't think Alexis was that kind of a biter. Stealing her move? Is that just like showing off? Like, you know what? I don't care how good you think your move is. I can actually do it and do it better type, like.
Yeah, maybe like a mental thing where, when she kind of recovers from getting kneed in the face, she's like, "Oh, hey."
Yeah, that's kind of, that would trip me out. Like if someone all of a sudden did my move on me, I was like, what the heck just happened? Wow, that thing really does hurt. Like, maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I should. But now, Go had turned a corner in her, or turned a page in her book, and she was, kind of being more passive.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, she's kind of been under the influence of Gabby, where Gabby's been trying to, help her kind of walk the straight and narrow. And she did try and offer the handshake, but it was kind of like the anti-Gabs deviant handshake, where they shook for a second, but then like kind of Alexis Rose kind of threw her hand out of the way. So we'll see if this leads to more matches down the road, or.
Yeah, I would definitely like to see that matchup again. Alexis is like I said, she's definitely proven herself. Like I said, definitely a former world champion, so can't take that away from her. So
Right.
Yeah, I think that would be another good one. Like I said, I don't think this is a one and done, especially not after the way that stare and that hand went up.
Right.
Now, Go. I'm wondering what Go's thinking about Chimera coming back.
Well, that was Go's first friend. They actually came to the league together, and they were both managed by Goldstein when they arrived.
That might be another another thing to look for in the tag team scene if those two can bring it back together, especially now that Chimera's back. Maybe bring some of Lady Fango's edge back.
That would be
possible.
Interesting.
Well, they are the Siamese champions this cycle, so.
Aha! So it has begun.
Not wasting any time.
Nice, I love it. Nice. Now, if you haven't had fun to this point, then dang. And all of a sudden, you get probably some of the most diabolical. We've said it before. You talk about trash talk that'll send chills down your spine. These scores are just on another one right now. And then you throw them against the NRA. Oh, yeah, that was fun, man. I think I'm with Mr. Anderson. Like, where's the rest of it? Like, come on.
And remember, the NRA has a 2-point advantage.
Oh, going into it.
Yes, going into the match. Yes.
Oh.
Yep, and they also got to choose if they would take the advantage of sending the first person into the match, so they would have the 2-on-1 advantage, or they would choose having the fresh person coming in at the end. And they ended up choosing to send, keep the fresh person at the end, so have the last person enter the cage, which, of course, if you read the write-up, the Gores beat the living shit out of Acid, and
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah,
they didn't sacrifice her, at least, right? They just no sacrifices were made in the war game rings, thankfully.
No,
So.
but my favorite part of the pay-per-view that I wrote was just the part where Winter is just, they're beating Acid down, and she just kind of reaches. There's like a blood stain from Acid like all over the mat, and Winter kind of reaches down, wipes her hands in it, then kind of wipes it on her.
Yeah. Oh, it's good stuff.
Very sanitary,
Right. Yeah.
I mean, now leading up to it. I mean, let's give the fans some some little bit of a lead up. I mean, these two have been going at each other, in a very dark and wicked way. I mean, I still get
feud.
I get creeped out with those little voodoo dolls, and the wooden bowl definitely was the kicker, bro. I mean, I still want to think that that's just some red dye, right?
Sure.
Right?
Whatever you gotta tell yourself to sleep at night.
Yes.
That's definitely what it is.
Tell me you're using NyQuil, like the red one, the
right,
yeah?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
The raspberry flavor, yeah.
Yes.
They get sinuses a lot, so they have this big red bowl.
Yeah, man.
For sinuses.
Oh man, yeah. All that splatter, man. I was beginning to. Yeah, brother.
But yeah, this match was obviously violent.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was hoping this one would get violent and bloody, and it most certainly did.
I mean, now I gotta say it because I mean this is the IWA, and have they told you anything about any of the write-ups? Like, because technically it's not 18 and over, so it can be still a little dark, and as long as it doesn't cross like a gory.
If they don't like it, I don't see why they would bleep any of that. But if they don't, we'll just put it on the Facebook page.
Oh yeah, and they can listen to the podcast, and they'll figure it out.
Yeah, because I know, like I said, I know some leagues have different censorship or whatnot, but
yeah,
right.
But it was definitely awesome.
But yeah, so it was definitely a bloodbath. I mean, Winter and Acid kind of started the match. Then the Gores got the advantage, and Trista came out. And kind of like as each person came out, they each brought like a new weapon into the ring,
Nice.
And it kind of got down to the point where all three Gores were in the ring and they were dominating the NRA. So Aya decides to come down to the ring, and she got a little bag of thumbtacks, and I think it was a table. I should probably remember this, but I don't. But either way, she brought some plunder to the ring with her, and
I definitely enjoy that you don't mind them taking bites at one another. I'm like, she's doing what? Oh no!
Right.
She better had her tetanus shot. Like, or I imagine they got like metal teeth or something. Those Gores, like some kind of like bam.
Yeah, maybe sharpened.
There you go, sharp. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it.
Man.
But yeah, they weren't letting Aya get into the cage, and then all of a sudden, Susie Moon kind of came up through the ring. Because she wasn't even scheduled on the pay-per-view. She kind of came up like a hole kind of underneath the turnbuckle, and she kind of picked up the chair. While the Gores weren't paying attention, she was kind of laying them out with the chairs, and then they let Susie get in to kind of even the odds, and then just all six of them beat the hell out of each other.
I feel like where Sussex came in is like the point in the match where the fans are like, how are they gonna top this? This is amazing.
Right.
And then all of a sudden Moon shows up and you're like, they did it. I don't know how they did it.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she just showed up not in her Blood Moon get up. She just showed up as Susie Moon.
Nice.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then kind of towards the end, Winter Gore, the devious Winter Gore, decides she just figured out a way out of the cage and kind of crawls through the hole and heads kind of through the underneath the ring out to the outside. And obviously, you guys know that her and Aya have had some issues going back and forth lately. So Aya follows her out. Now they start climbing the cage to get to the top. Now, while this is happening, the Gores decide to hang acid. I think it was Winter, before she left the ring, she kind of speared Venus through a table. So that kind of took Venus out of the match. And then Acid, who had been taking a beating the whole time, they kind of hung her up on the ropes and they literally hung her, and she kind of passed out. So the refs decided to stop the match, and despite the 2-point advantage, the Gores still took the match.
Oh man! That was, you know what?
Yeah.
So Sean, what happened when they got to the top of the cage?
Go ahead and guys, check your messages.
Oh, okay.
I just sent you what happened.
This is live on the air, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, live on the air.
Here we go. Why does it seem like your computer always runs slowest when you're waiting to?
Yeah. Well, I could go ahead and read it for you guys. Aya and Winter are now battling on top of the cage. The structure is very sketchy. Winter's bent over, reaching for something in her boots. But Aya grabs Winter, picks her up, and suplexes her onto the harsh steel cage. Both ladies felt the impact of the move and are slowly trying to get up. Meanwhile, the match is officially over, but Acid and Venus are still in the intense fight inside the cage with Amaris and Trisha. These women are very bloody and hurting. Okay, Aya and Winter are exchanging punches back and forth on their knees. Each punch seems heavier than the last. Winter rakes Aya across the face, blinding her long enough for Winter to reach in her boot and pull out a voodoo doll. And goes to raise it in the air, but Aya kicks a doll out of Winter's hand. The voodoo doll falls over the edge of the cage to the floor. Aya loses her foot and then falls off the top of the 20-foot cage onto the concrete floor. Johnny C, cut the damn footage now. Get the paramedics out here. Then it goes static.
Nice.
So the footage is static.
Poor Aya.
Yeah.
So that's and then I didn't want you guys to know yet until this very moment. So
don't mess with somebody's voodoo doll, I guess.
Right.
I mean
that.
Oh yeah.
Now,
man.
Yeah. Now, did she trip kicking the voodoo doll, or did the fact that the voodoo doll fell, did that make her fall?
Interesting. I like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And them Gores, I'm telling you, brother, when you add that voodoo spirits and you add all that magic, oh man.
Okay,
you know what?
Wait a minute. I got a phone call. You guys continue talking, okay? I got to answer it. Yeah.
Live. Don't worry.
Commissioner Goldstein's a busy man.
He's a busy man, folks. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Maybe Johnny C will have an update on his hotline this Tuesday. What happened once the pay-per-view went off the air.
I like it.
Oh man.
Now, guys. I mean, this pay-per-view, like I said, even though we said it earlier, it does contain a lot of spoilers, just in case you're jumping around. In terms of, is that the last match? Right, that was the last match of the pay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no way to top that. I mean, at this point, the
I was going to say.
I mean, at this,
somebody falling
off
the cage.
Yeah, I mean, kudos if you bought a ticket. If you're one of the 15,000 in attendance, please make sure you're on Twitter. Let us know what's going on. Let us know what's going on. Or wait for Johnny C, like Brandon said. Brandon, you better,
Gotta plug the hotline.
Gotta plug the hotline. Yeah. Oh man.
All right, I'm back.
There's the commissioner back in effect. He said he is a busy man.
Yeah, I just got some bad news. Yeah, about 10 minutes ago, Goddess of War Games was forced off air. Footage showing up online now. And Acid and Venus are trying to get to Aya. Security is holding them back. Paramedics are now on the scene. Ian Rathmore and Susie push past security. Aya is on the gurney. Moments later, medics are now loading Aya into an ambulance and leaves the arena, heading to a local hospital.
Nice. Get her help quick, brother.
Right.
Thoughts and prayers with Aya Rathmore. Hopefully, everything works out. Like I said, we definitely don't want to see our fighters go out, especially not someone like Aya.
Yeah.
Well, the Gores might be praying, but they're not praying prayers of healing. I can tell you that.
Right.
Oh, man, not even falling off the cage gets them no remorse. Nothing like
nothing from the Gores.
nothing.
They said their blood was coming.
Oh, Aya. Oh man. Now
remember that happened. Remember this happened the 19th. So Aya's just got word. Aya's been in a coma from this. And she just passed away.
Oh.
We lost one.
Yeah, she just passed away. So.
The death of Aya Rathmore.
So we need a moment of silence for Aya. She, her father was right there with her, died in the hospital, couldn't come out of that coma.
Oh man, that moment of silence for Miss Aya Rathmore. Now, Commissioner, moving on from from a tragedy like this is real tough with the RWL. I mean,
yes.
Obviously, other associations, other leagues have banned these war game style matches. So maybe something to think about moving forward with the RWL, because these war game matches took a big toll, and like I said, cost us a great warrior.
Yeah, it's sad news, man. Sad.
I said, to everyone listening, say a prayer for Miss Aya Rathmore, and make sure you tune in to the Facebook and catch up on all the news with us. We're going to end the show on that note. Everybody, make sure you tune in, see what's going on.